Okay, let's do one more round of this. Do we get infantry bow? Twin daggers and infantry bow. Yeah, like it when Wander starts to rant. It's I haven't exactly been ranting that much lately. I used to rant quite a lot during my Let's Plays of roguelikes generally, actually. Mainly just because, like, well, sorry, brain. I do them during roguelikes because roguelikes are very long and repetitive, and after a while, like, what else can you say? There's really nothing else that you could see along the way. And so, like, after a certain point, I do start just getting on tangent topics, and oftentimes it's things that I'm passionate about one way or another. And so in this case, we're still on the ad revenue thing. So got another quote here. I could see how it would be theft of service if YouTube wasn't a free website, but it doesn't actually cost anything to visit the website and webpage. Well, you're correct. YouTube is not free. You have to pay by watching the ads. Serious point here. If all of you guys today decided that you weren't going to watch ads anymore, every single person on YouTube decided they weren't going to watch YouTube, like the ads on YouTube anymore, and they said, you know what, screw it, we're done, we're not interested in watching ads, YouTube would shut down. It would just go away. And there probably wouldn't be much of a replacement service. There'd be Twitch, I guess. So I guess maybe you guys would be watching, you'd still maybe be watching me play this game. But very unlikely considering I don't make a dime from Twitch. And like, I can see where the perception that YouTube is a free service. But it really isn't. You really do have to pay. And if everybody refused to pay, yeah, it's why television has, you know, all the ads on TV. Yeah, that's a good example. How many of you guys watch TV? How many ads do you guys have to watch on TV? I guess if you don't watch TV, then like me, you're kind of exempt from it, and I can kind of see where you're coming from, because like watching ads is really jarring and annoying and stuff like that. Cheers. Okay, so you're bringing up Twitch cheers. Twitch cheers are entirely voluntary, and I have made. Here, let's take a look at this, because I can actually look at my ad revenue for the past. Can I check since like let's check since whenever I got it. I don't know when I started getting cheers. Okay, so as far as cheers are concerned, I have made 50 bucks over the past 2 months. So yeah, cheers do not count. If everybody gave me like a small amount of cheers per stream, then it would very clearly kind of pay it. But still, Wander's ranting about his money. Sounds like a public school teacher. Sorry, I just get really like pissed off when people start throwing like I don't need to watch ads on YouTube back at me. Yeah, it's not a free service. You probably pay for YouTube Red, and yeah. That's, honestly, that would be the best. If everybody just paid it, because, honestly, the service is worth it, then I wouldn't have to be, like, ranting about this. But, obviously, I don't know. So you pay attention to Bird for fun. I have no idea if Bird's even available for fun right now. Hence why I'm here, ranting alone, playing roguelikes, being angry about things. And, yeah, don't get me wrong, I might be angrily ranting about this, but, like, I am still enjoying this game. I just get very distracted having a rant and stuff like that. But yeah, back to the TV thing. Like there are very few television channels, period, that don't have ads. When was the last time you guys watched anywhere else other than pay-per-view? Or I mean, even pay-per-view is riddled with ads from what I remember. Let's do... Shit, I don't even have anything useful here. I guess I'll grab the ceiling turret, because what else? Flamethrower turret? Ugh. Wow. Really? I really miss it when these levels were longer. I guess let's go to the toxic sewers. But like PBS gets public funding and sponsors and stuff like that. And if that's how YouTubers worked, they just wouldn't. There'd be no way to do it. I mean, you guys have to pay for Netflix. Once you pay for the Netflix subscription, I guess actually, yeah. Let's go with Netflix as an example. Just because you pay for your internet bill, doesn't mean you get Netflix for free. Somebody has to pay for the Netflix that you watch, and if you don't, there goes Netflix. If you don't pay for Spotify, there goes. If everybody stopped paying for Spotify, there goes Spotify. Trying to think of other examples for services. It's like, technically, yeah, you guys don't pay me with money, but you do pay me, or you should pay me with time, and if you don't, that is... I hate saying theft of service, because I know it's like the wrong term to use, because thievery implies that you're taking something away from me, when in reality, you're just not giving me what really would be my, like, my dues, I guess. And, like, I guess maybe part of the reason why it bugs me so much is it's really not that much to ask people to watch the occasional ad or pay for YouTube Red and stuff like that. Crap. Hate it when it spits me out into the poison. I do not have the strength for this. And we get strength. Well, that's useful. We need a skill or something. The toxic sewers are great, except for when you don't have any stats or move to back it up. Trying to vanilla your way through the toxic sewers is rough. And I guess, like, I kind of have to do the appeal to the emotions thing here, but, like, how do you guys feel if you were, like, working at McDonald's or whatever, and people were like, we're not going to pay you for the burger, and your manager's like, well, guess you're not getting paid today because nobody felt like paying for your burgers, and it's like, what? What? It's not even, that's not okay. And when the fuck did you not have to pay for Netflix? Well, never. Well, unless you have parents that are paying for it. But it's still a service on the internet that technically you have to pay for. It's just conveniently, you guys don't have to pay money to, like, watch Let's Plays, which is super nice. And I can't imagine many people would actually be really that interested in watching Let's Plays if they had to pay, you know, $15 a month to access them. But if everybody did just go the ad block route... Oh, shoot. Why am I using... I should just use the infantry bow now that I'm thinking about it. Well, I'll go Frost again. Frost was awesome. Yeah. Okay, you are definitely not audible now. But, Shell says, imagine if you were forced to use YouTube Red to watch Let's Plays. I'm not sure how many people would. And I'm not going to say that, like... everybody should, but, like, that would be the only other way that it would work. Let's see. I don't know. I wish I was eloquent enough to, like, sit down and, like, make a perfectly reasoned argument for this. See, is the way to donate without using PayPal? GameWist, Patreon? There's a billion ways. Most YouTubers and streamers have it. I know YouTube, for example, lets you do Super Chat if you're watching my streams. If you're watching my videos, you're stuck with more traditional... Ooh, extra damage when your health is buff. That's useful. I'll go with that, considering I'm not going with the backstab build this time around. I guess I could, honestly. Okay. I'll gladly pick up the strength stat and stuff like that. Yeah, if I sound kind of disjointed here, it's because this is one of the few times where I'm, like, truly trying to pay a lot of attention to the people I'm talking to, and that messes with my ability to commentate and play a little bit. We still don't have any moves. Maybe I should just pick up Biter Swarm or something. Screw it, let's pick up Biter Swarm just because we don't have anything better to do. Let's see, how do profits work on live streams? They don't, actually. So YouTube, my YouTube streams are actually, really bad for me. And there's a very real possibility that, my YouTube streams won't be lasting, for many more months. So, the way it's supposed to work, the way that it's supposed to work on YouTube, okay, we managed to get it. Okay, let's get rid of ceiling turret here. So the way it should work, supposed to work, whatever, is I can manually play ads, and maybe I should actually start like doing some like manual ad breaks for YouTube and stuff like that. But YouTube promised me back in January that they would be setting me up as one of their stream partners, which is effectively being partnered on Twitch. Same thing. However, I emailed them, you know, when they were supposed to have like gotten back to me. They're like, yeah, no, we filled up, so you can't be a YouTube partner. And so I guess, yeah, my YouTube streams truly are a free service, and I should be egging people on to like donate or something like that. But I'm not gonna do that. I started doing it originally with the hopes of getting partnered on YouTube too, and I probably will within the next like, you know, year or two. But at the same time, the only reason why I'm not partnered on Twitch is because I stream on YouTube at the same time, and it's just like, well, frickin', I don't know. I don't know which direction I should go with these things, and it never makes me happy. Because both options suck. Because I don't want to just stop streaming on YouTube. I've already kind of built a fan base there. But, like, I was originally just going to be like, yeah, I'll just eat it, and, you know, I'll deal with, like, the half subscription, and just, you know, deal with the stuff that I get from Twitch, and have the subscription set up with YouTube. And then they're like, nope, no subscription set up for you. And I'm like, I'm just going... there was a short period there that there was a short period there where I was actually just gonna rage quit streaming on YouTube entirely, and I wasn't gonna rage quit like YouTubing itself, but like there was a moment where I'm just like, man, I do not feel valued as a service. But ultimately, or not service person, but ultimately, like, Twitch values me only marginally more, so there is that. Let's see. Isn't there a difference between me streaming? It's not... Let's see. Yeah, so streaming is actually doubly bad for me from the perspective of people... streaming is doubly bad for me from the perspective of all of you guys watching this are probably less likely to watch this video later on. However, I do have a decent amount of following that only watches my live streams and probably wouldn't watch my YouTube content to begin with. So it's like kind of this weird, hard to judge thing. And honestly, like, I don't know. It's impossible. It's impossible to like do everything right and balance this all. If I was like Dragast or Blitzkriegler and I had like more of a concrete setup and a larger fan base, I could probably get away with a lot more of interesting things. But since, you know, I'm me and I do volume way over like quality, it kind of... These little biter things are weird.
But by quality, you just mean editing.
Yeah, quality editing, so on and so forth. Ooh. Assassin's Dagger is tempting. Nutcracker, kind of tempting. Let's go HP, though. Oh, thank you for the donation, Kian. And one of the other problems that I run into streaming specifically is I don't do the standard streaming thing. If you guys notice, I very rarely ever react to... I very rarely, if ever, react to specifically what's going on in chat. I've watched other streamers specifically react to literally every single person that has ever followed them on any of their like content and so on and so forth, and that is just so maddening for me. And I know if I was, like, trying to go for more of a stream setup, I'd probably be more apt to do that sort of thing. And if I wanted to, like, turn this into my legitimate income source. But I don't, because it's shitty, and so on and so forth. I don't know, it's impossible to balance any of these things. And I don't want to besmirch those guys for doing what they do. It just makes my skin crawl. And so I don't do it. And I'm not going to look down on them for it beyond, like, a little bit of just, like, ugh. But that's mainly just the same reaction that you get, I gotta remember, I've got 2 phasers that I should probably replace one of them, honestly. But yeah, I hate shoutouts too. I think they're shitty and boring. I really, like, I do YouTube from the perspective of focusing on the commentary and on the game. I don't try and, like, clickbait. I don't try and, like, go out of my way for acknowledging viewers, apart from, like, when somebody says something really funny or insightful or useful. Or in this case, like, adds to the discussion. Yep. 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 Yeah, I don't know. Crisis of faith, everything is weird. Part of it is, like, there's no, like, concrete way to do YouTube, which I think also kind of throws everything for a whack. Oh god. Sentence gets worse if it's like, it's your boy here. Oh god, shut up, bird. I want nothing to do with that kind of commentary there. Oop. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Nope, nope, didn't. And, like, ultimately, I would actually like to do, something akin to, like, the Northern Lion Super Show, where there is a little bit more reliance on making it into a show and, like, maybe not just fully acknowledging people, but, you know, turning it into a properly produced web series and stuff like that. I just realized I've got, like, a shit ton of skill and I'm wasting it on phaser. Well, happens. That's okay. You derailed the bot. Bird, you always derail the bot. It's like your superpower. If your superpower was shitty. And not being broccoli. Okay. Can I get up here? Nope. I really like phaser. I just wish, like, phaser, like, just landed you a free hit on whatever you're aiming at. Ooh, sadist sword. Extra damage if the victim is bleeding. It'd be so nice if I had some way of, like, making enemies bleed consistently. It'd be worth it. I don't know. The whole, like, YouTube versus Twitch streaming thing has been an issue for me for the past couple months. Really ever since I got rejected for the YouTube partnership thing. Like, with Twitch, it's kind of to be expected. But it bugs the hell out of me when I get... I mean, it bugs the hell out of me whenever I'm, like, promised something. And I'm sure it probably gets to you guys, too. This is gonna suck. I'm just gonna rely on fire and acid and everything else to kill this guy. Because I can't kill him, he's just too many enemies. Okay, there we go. Hi, that was rough. Let's see, have the creators added more than one curse to this game? Nope, still one. Still sucks. Sorry. Unrelated. I'm talking about not bringing in stream chat to these things, and Birdcatcher just gets timed out hard by my auto moderator, which is like one of the most divisive things ever. It's great and stupid. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna roll back to an old topic. Part of the reason why I think I get so, like, defensive over the whole, like, ad revenue thing... Oh, this is shitty. Is there... there might still be a little bit more. The reason why I get so, like, defensive and angry about the whole, like, no ad rev thing is I know that if everybody, like, subscribes to the same mentality of... if everybody oh yeah, this is absolutely necessary to come down for. If everybody subscribes to the same mentality of, like, you know, YouTubers are a free service that I don't have to you know, watch ads for and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to, I will legitimately, like, have to move on and play something new. Well, not play something new. I'll have to get, like, a different job. And that would be the death of this channel as everybody knows it. Yes. Reveals secret passages, which is little secrets, which means I'm probably going to want to look over this entire area, honestly. But, like, I really love doing this. That's why, you know, I'm having this issue, you know, with the whole not streaming on YouTube thing. Is, like, I like doing it. I like entertaining. I like making people happy and providing the service to as many people as possible and stuff like that. And so when people tell me to my face that they don't value my content, my work enough to even watch, like, you know, one ad per video or whatever. I guess I do have mid-rolls now. Mainly because I saw that it was an option, and people haven't complained about it yet. But, you know, it's effectively somebody telling me to my face that they don't value me and, like, what I do. And so, I guess at that point, for starters, they're not even worth, like, keeping around, so I guess I don't care about, like, pissing them off or not. I know this is a secret passage. It's just a secret passage I don't care to do. I guess I could do it anyway. But, you know, anybody that tells me straight up to my face that, that they're not going to watch, ads on my videos, they're effectively saying that, you know, I should just quit. Which is fair, you know, anybody can have that. But at that point, anybody that tells me that really doesn't deserve to be... Yep. Shit. Tried to roll the other direction. No, it's fine. Again, I don't really care to do those. Do we have anything else? There's like one more spot that we haven't finished on this level. And then I'll do the quick walkthrough to see if I've got any remaining secrets that I haven't missed. Or haven't missed. But like, since they're not watching the ads, I'm actually... you know, I'm not gaining anything from them apart from their views. And, like, okay, so views are nice, but I guess I would prefer to have a tighter group of fans that actually kind of appreciate what I do across the board, as opposed to a bunch of people that feel like they're entitled to my content. That's part of the reason why I stopped with Scrap Mechanic. Like, we're starting to get into, like, Wanderbots, like, deep, dark personal feelings on everything here, but, like, I stopped with Scrap Mechanic because I stopped being Wanderbot to some degree. And I started being, you know, the guy that does Scrap Mechanic so I can watch it. And it was hard to, you know, do that day in, day out. Because after a while, you know, you kind of lose your identity with it. You lose your like, desire to play it. Because, yeah, honestly, I think if it was just kind of this, like, cool, relaxing game that I could play semi-endlessly without the constant demand or the frustration, I might actually still be playing it. Deep, dark personal feelings. Bail, bail, bail. Shut up, Bert. Like, I liked Scrap Mechanic, but also that game really desperately needs a different developer, maybe. I hope somebody... Well, there's, like, Trail Makers that looked kind of fun. I might look at that when there's actually, like, multiplayer. But ultimately, if you're a dev and you only put out, like, 2 major patches over the course of an entire year, that's a bad. You really need to rethink that sort of thing. Okay, not seeing any other secrets here. Just trying to go quick. But yeah, the nice thing about, I guess the nice thing about things is, like, I don't know, I guess I'm at the point where it doesn't affect me as much anymore. You know, the people not watching ads and so on and so forth. Like, I'm technically technically going to be fine at this point, whether or not people do watch ads. Well, no, like, you know, whether or not, like, people watch more or less ads. I don't know. Wording is hard. Nobody understands me. I don't even understand me. Yep. But, like, I guess for me, this goes back to the whole greed thing, talking about ad rev on video and, like, doing YouTube for money and stuff. And, like, realistically, if I had more money, it's not that I'd, like, go out and buy a yacht and stuff. My, like, next major goal is to somehow collect myself, Bird, and Keith in the exact same 30-mile 30-mile radius, so that we could actually, you know, do stuff live and together. Trailmakers does have multiplayer. Does it have it announced, or does it have it in it? Because I don't think it does. Let's see. It's sad that Durf's put out more content than the developers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If it weren't for Durf, I would have stopped Scrap Mechanic somewhere around episode 200. But then Durf showed up, and it's way better. Yeah, I mean, if they've hired Durf, and they fucking should. I mean, Durf's a great example, honestly. Okay, so we're going to talk about paid mods here, seeing as that's a thing. So, I don't know how many of you guys followed E3 this past week, but Bethesda decided that once more they were going to I love that new effect on his, like, damage aura. That looks so nice. But Bethesda decided once more that they're going to pull out the terrible idea that is paid mods, and they're like, yeah, this is this great plan and it's going to benefit everybody, and so on and so forth. And the weird part is, I'm of two minds of this. On one hand, I totally agree. I actually think paid mods should be a thing, but I don't believe the developers should see a goddamn cent of it. To some degree. Like, I'm gonna be totally honest here. Skyrim has made enough money. And maybe this is, like, kind of... maybe this is kind of controversial. And maybe it's because part of it is, like, Bethesda should not be the company... Bethesda should not be the company, you know, championing this cause. But, like, you know, back to Scrap Mechanic and Durf. That guy did more for Scrap Mechanic than Scrap Mechanic did for Scrap Mechanic. In all of 2016, apart from the game releasing and stuff like that. And the fact that he has not really made a cent on it, bugs the hell out of me. Because he's put in arguably just as much, if not more, and is an amazing goodwill representative. For YouTubers like me and whatever, that, you know, grew my channel largely off of Scrap Mechanic and whatnot, like, I don't, it's free advertising, but it's like a mutually beneficial thing. But for poor Durf, yeah, he did grow his channel to some degree, as a result of Scrap Mechanic. But unfortunately, if he ever quits Scrap Mechanic, he's done for. Well, maybe not done for exactly, but still, it'll hurt him. But you know, it always bugs me when you have these, like, modders that, like, do these great things, and you know, maybe they get recognition, but ultimately it's the developer that benefits the most. And it's, I mean, that's to be expected. That's how the industry works. Did I forget to use the healing bottle things? Whatever. Not like it really sets me back that much. But, like, I do think the mod makers should actually get something there. And, like, if it turns out Bethesda only gets, like, a small fraction of the profit, okay, I could work with that. And I could be fine with it, especially if it's a really nice curated system and it makes for some, like, really solid mods. Yeah, let's get this ice grenade over that phaser. What else do we got here? Can't jump in the air. No. Whatever my current amulet is really good. I don't remember what it is, though. But it's why I always get, like, really happy when a developer will hire a modder. It's part of the reason why I like Valve so much, despite the fact that Valve hasn't put out a game in years. Because Valve is, like, one of the only developers that's like, holy shit, those modders are doing an amazing thing. We're gonna hire them. And, like, I feel really good about things like that. What was the really cool... okay, so there's a guy that made a Skyrim mod. That was, like, its whole island and continent and stuff like that. Who was that? And did anybody remember, if they got hired? Because, like, that is a perfect example of a situation. That's a perfect ow. That's a perfect situation where I'd say, like, yeah, that guy kind of got paid in his own right. I guess he has to do more work, but still. Subscription on Nexus mods, with the creators getting money. Oh, yeah, I mean, well, okay, so there is Nexus Premium, and well, actually, that's kind of the weird, crazy thing here. Seeing as I was ranting about my, my ad rev, not woes, but, frustrations, but, like, these guys don't do that much damage. They're just really freaking... there we go. Okay. That kind of works. You know, I might actually go with the fire grenade instead of ice grenade. Yeah, we'll go for it. It does more damage and stuff. But, like, Nexus mods is definitely, like, a